Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisathompson.com, and in today's video we're going to break down the story of the Wright brothers and the important lessons it contains for home business owners. Now, for most of us, we've heard of the Wright brothers when we read in the history books that they were the very first ones that created the first machine that flew in the air. But what we don't know is there's a very interesting backstory. In 1903, there was people were looking to find a way to increase transportation. Okay, the primary modes of transportation were typically train, and then the bicycle came to be, and then your typical horse and buggy. So people were beginning to wonder what it would be like if there was a machine that could fly in the air, much like a train would be going on the ground. So there were a lot of inventors that were going out there and they were thinking about it. But there were two that really stand out. You have the Wright brothers, and then you have the man Samuel Langley. Now, Samuel Langley came from a very prominent family, well off, well educated, went and got his degree, and he had a vision for himself to be the next Thomas Edison. He wanted that recognition to be the first person to come up with the flying machine. So he knew all the right connections. He wound up getting $50,000, which was a huge sum back in the day. And he went to work, found the best people, he had the best materials, and he's now going to build this machine. On the other side of the equation, we have the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers are sitting there. They have no financial backing. Nobody's ever heard of them. They have this little startup bicycle shop, and sales aren't always coming in. But they had a vision of being also having the machine flying in the air, not to be the first, but to see how this would impact their town, how it would impact the United States of America as a whole, what it would do for business and industry. And so both went to work. And so the Wright brothers, they had their, they're working out in the field. And meanwhile, Samuel Langley's, got his got a whole facility working on building this airplane. He had the New York Times chronicling his progress. The Wright brothers just had a lot of curious onlookers, and they'd walk by and they'd ask the Wright brothers, saying, "What are you doing?" And the Wright brothers articulated their why they're doing this. They wanted this machine in the air because they could see this bettering the town, not only bettering the town, but bettering the United States. And people loved that. And so people began to donate their time in helping him build this prototype. They took the profits from their bike shop, the meager profits, and they used it to build their machine. They only knew they would have enough. They had to sell enough bikes to do 5 trials, to get the parts, to do 5 attempts. And they kept at it. They kept failing forward. They kept having setbacks and detours. But all of a sudden, on December 3rd, December 17th, 1903, they wound up being the first to get that machine in the air 120 feet, and they flew. Now, Samuel Langley hears about this. He's been trying and failing. The New York Times is laughing, like, "Oh, you're not getting there very far." And he sees that the Wright brothers beat him. He gets a bad case of compare-itis, and he quits. So let's look at the story of both. Samuel Langley's long forgotten. Nobody's even heard of him. But they remember the Wright brothers, okay? They remember what Orville and Wilbur Wright did. Now, let's look at this from your business perspective. Your why, okay? I've been reading the book Start With Why by Simon Sinek. If you haven't read that book, you need to read it. It's absolutely amazing because the important concept Simon teaches is that people don't care what you do. They buy why you do it, okay? And this why builds trust. People do business with those who they know, like, and trust, not websites, compensation plans, or companies. So you've got to have a huge, compelling why that's going to make that you can articulate to your prospects, okay? Because this is how it goes. We talked about this in the Golden Circle. You have to know why you're doing it. It's this visceral feeling. What is the ultimate objective for you? What do you see of the vision of who you want to become? How do you want to impact the world with what you want to do with your business? Why did you start this business in the first place? And then from there, the how becomes, how do you communicate that? You communicate your values and beliefs about your why to your prospect. And then it becomes the what, which is your product, service, or business opportunity. So you have to take a real good look at this and figure out, what is your why? Why are you doing this? And when that happens and people buy into the why, they want to be part of something greater than themselves. And when people can see that, they are going to want to do business with you, whether they become a rep or they become a customer. So you have to sit and think, are you somebody like Samuel Langley, who's so intent on having top earner status and being known as the top banana? Or you want to be like the Wright Brothers, where you're looking for impact. You're looking, how can I impact the lives of those around me? So take a good, long think about that. And for me, I had to shift my thinking. And it was a real hard shift. For the longest time, I acted like Samuel Langley. Now I'm shifting more like the Wright Brothers. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing more of a result. So there you have it, my friends. Remember this. People don't care what you do. They only care why you do it. So if you got value today, leave a comment and share it. And if you do not have a copy of this book, Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Go pick up a copy. It is available on Amazon in multiple formats, in Audible, Kindle, and paperback form. I have the link in the video description and in the first pinned comment section below this video. Go check it out. Have it in your library. It is a must read. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.